Cuba says it is willing to hold dialogue with the United States, but only without pressure or preconditions. US President Donald Trump has threatened to tighten sanctions and cut Cuba's access to oil. In his national address, President Miguel Díaz-Canel has declared that any dialogue with the US must take place on equal terms, with full respect for Cuba's sovereignty and independence. In a passionate address, Díaz-Canel has dismissed accusations of harboring terrorists. He stressed that no foreign military forces or bases exist in Cuba.
Nosotros no protegemos terroristas. No hay fuerzas militares en Cuba de otras naciones ni de otras agrupaciones. No hay bases militares de otros países en Cuba. Tenemos cooperación militar y acuerdos de cooperación militar con países amigos, con aliados, pero para nada eso significa que haya bases militares.
Díaz-Canel claimed that the only illegal base on its territory belongs to America in Guantanamo. He accused US of backing state terrorism, citing aggression against Venezuela and kidnapping of its president Nicolas Maduro last month.
En Cuba, como decía Legañoa, sí hay una base militar. Una ilegal base militar. ¿Y de quién es? Es una base ilegal norteamericana en el suelo de la provincia cubana de Guantánamo, en contra de la voluntad del pueblo cubano. ¿Quiénes son los que tienen bases militares en todo el mundo? ¿Quiénes se distinguen por apoyar el terrorismo de Estado en el mundo? ¿O acaso la agresión a Venezuela y el secuestro de un presidente no fue un hecho de terrorismo de Estado?
His remarks come when Cuba, which was long dependent on Venezuelan oil, is grappling with one of its worst economic crises. After asserting control over Venezuela's oil, Trump vowed to block Cuba's fuel supply and impose tariffs on those who support US-sanctioned Havana. Without taking names, President Díaz-Canel said that some countries and companies remain willing to collaborate. Vowing never to surrender, he urged Cubans to endure further sacrifices amid fuel shortages. Meanwhile, thousands of people in eastern Cuba were left without electricity for hours yesterday after a power grid failure. In Santa Cruz del Norte, a small town east of Havana, daily blackouts and fuel shortages have left residents struggling to adapt. As fuel supplies dwindle, families are being forced to cook with coal and firewood.
At night here, I can't even see the walls. I hit myself by hitting the walls as well as the fridge and the front door because I can't see. A neighbor gave me a bottle with oil so that I could make a torch.
Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum has confirmed that her government is exploring all diplomatic channels to resume crude shipments to Cuba. However, she said that it would not put Mexico at risk of punitive US tariffs. Observers note that US sanctions have deepened Cuba's crisis, highlighting poor economic management and collapse in tourism. This is after the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, Trump has meanwhile claimed that US was negotiating a deal with Havana, though Cuban officials deny any formal talks are underway.
I think the fact that the Cuban government is on its last leg and its country is about to collapse, they should be wise in their statements directed towards the President of the United States. But as I just reiterated, the President is always willing to engage in diplomacy, and I believe that's something that is taking place, in fact, with the Cuban government.